Hi Pisces, how are you? Right, I've just done your weekly reading. I wasn't going to do this until after I'd done the weeklies, but you know what? With your weekly readings, I had to do the monthly. It's, I don't know what it is. It's intense. And I'm a Pisces Sun and Pisces Virgo. Pisces Venus. So I had to do your monthly, okay? So what we're going to use is we're going to use the Wisdom, the Oracle cards, which I always use for monthlies. I'm also going to clarify this one with the Fairy Tarot cards, which Doreen Virtue and Bradley Valentine. And I'm also going to use the Gilded Tarot, which by Ciro Marchetti, which I usually use for weeklies as well. But that combination of cards is bloody amazing, actually. So I'm going to clarify those, but I'm also going to use the Wisdom of the Oracles. So here's your monthly for January 2017. Your cards are flying out already. Blimey. Okay. Gilded Tarot, not Gilded Tarot, Wisdom of the Oracle. Watch your weeklies for the 1st to the 6th. There are 2 of them. The first one, I forgot to put my microphone on, so I ended up doing 2. Oh my god. Okay. Unfinished Symphony. How did I know that was coming? Right. We'll do 6 cards from here, and then we'll do 6 cards from each of the others as well. Right, those 2 have come out together. Got Pisces card out, that's you. Here and now. Come to the edge. It makes so much sense already. This is going to be a big month, okay? You've got a fork in the road. You've got a decision to make, Pisces. You've got a decision to make. And it's a decision about your foundation. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. Sorry, I usually chat while I'm doing these. I want to apologise, by the way. I know that I didn't get all the readings out for December. If you've watched the other video, you'll know why. If you haven't, basically it was because I've got 2 girls who've got birthdays. I've also got obviously Christmas, and with 4 kids, that's challenging. And I had builders in, so if you've watched me before, you know that I've had builders in. So there was just no time. There was just no time when I didn't have a load of noise going on, or kids running around or whatever. You've got 2 cards as well that yeah, you've got 2 cards come out that's just come out in your weekly. Oh my god, your cards are all over the place. The energy in these, the energy is just ridiculous for you. Yeah, you know I said that your fork in the road was about a choice about your foundation. Bottom of your Gilded Tarot is the foundation card. Okay, it's 4 of Wands. And it's 4. And your other one, fork in the... Oh my goodness. I'm going to leave that there. You've got the Hangman. And it flew out, and it flew and landed right on top of that 4 of Wands card as I was talking about it. You need to see things from a different perspective in terms of your foundation. Okay, that's pretty much. Jeez. And it's going from a 3 to a 4. And then you've got 1, 2, a 3. Okay. On the bottom of this deck, you've got the 7 of Spring, which is the 7 of Wands. Okay, and it says, be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. In these cards, okay, I don't know why they've changed it, it just does make my life more complicated because I'm rubbish at remembering stuff. Doreen Virtue cards, the fairy oracle cards, she doesn't use pentacles and wands and cups and swords. She uses spring, summer, autumn, winter. So if I get this wrong, I will tell you now. Spring is wands, summer is cups, winter is swords, autumn is pentacles. Okay, if I get them confused as I'm reading, because when I read I don't actually know what I'm saying a lot of the time, if I get them confused, please put a comment in the bottom and tell people that I've got it wrong. Okay, I have no issue with being called out on getting things wrong, but actually I am going to say something, and I want to say this in all my monthlies actually. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, okay, a lot of readers on YouTube videos. And there are a lot of them getting really upset by some of the comments and stuff that they get. Now, I've been really lucky up till now. I haven't been doing this for very long, and I haven't got a massive subscription base, and I don't get the thousands and thousands of views that they get. Please like and subscribe. But I don't get an awful lot of negative comments. But I know other people do, and I just want to put this out there. And you know, I've seen a lot of readers and they've been saying about it, and I kind of want to put this out there because it's not fair when people leave negative comments and leave thumbs down. I don't mind thumbs down. I'd rather not have them, obviously, because we put a lot of work into this. You know, and we spend a hell of a lot of time doing it, and a hell of a lot of time. The energy that it takes to do this is a huge amount, and I've seen some readers who get, over the course of a reading, you can just see their energy levels drop, and you can just see them getting into these emotional states and stuff like that. And you know, for the people who are really empathic, it's a real struggle. So please, support your local readers and be kind, because they do it for free and they're general readings. So it's like, if it doesn't resonate with you, and if you're watching it in November and it's a reading for December, don't put a thumbs down or whatever, because you don't know what's going to happen in that month. If you don't like the reader, just don't watch them again. And I'm not complaining for me. I'm genuinely not, because so far I've been lucky. So far I've been lucky. But there are some beautiful readers out there who are getting really upset by this. And you don't want them to give up doing it. They give it of their own free time. It takes me like half an hour to do each reading, and then it takes half an hour to download it or upload it. And for the monthlies, it takes like an hour to do each one. And if for some reason something happens, then it's another hour doing another one. And none of this is paid for. All of this is a free service. And other people do the same thing. And other people turn out far more videos than I do, you know, and they spend a huge amount of time doing it. So please be kind. If there's nothing, if it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Just watch again, or watch your moon sign or your rising sign, or whatever. And if you don't like the reader, just don't watch them. Just go and watch somebody else. But just kind of, it will resonate with other people. Okay? So that's my bit of a rant over, and it's not aimed at anyone in particular. There is one person who does my head in because they negatively comment on everybody. And they just do it for fun, I think. They just negatively comment on everyone. I see their name come up so many times. But quite honestly, I've blocked them on mine, so they can bugger off, quite honestly. And if I do get negatives, I will block them, just because simply I just don't kind of need the energy. I've been doing this for 3 months, and actually I need to build my confidence up. So if it's negative comments, unless it's constructive criticism, in which case awesome, because that really helps. but yeah, negativity is just not good for anyone, you know, and we all work with these energies and stuff, and nobody's going to take negative stuff, you know, nobody is. So please, if you enjoy your free tarot readings with any reader, please be kind to them, because otherwise they might just go, sod it, I don't need this, and just stop doing it. Right, okay, rant over. So we have Unfinished Symphony, okay, which is 10 card. Now that card is the bane of my life, because it could be a finished symphony because it's a 10 card, or it could be an unfinished symphony because it's called Unfinished Symphony, okay, and then it could be something completely different because you have a completely different picture in the middle. 10s are great though, because they're the end of something or the beginning of something, because they go down from 10 to a 1. But then you've got Judgment, which is 2 10s. But if you add them together, if you add the numbers together for them, you get 2. So it could be the end of something, or moving on from a 1 to a 2. Okay, 2's decisions. So you might have the opportunity and then the decision. Interesting. Then you have the Unity card. This is the Hierophant. Did this come up for you in your weekly? I can't remember. Came up for either you or Libra. Can't remember. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. Spiritually minded community. Okay. So that's your first cards. I'm not going to go through them all. We'll just start. So on the bottom of your decks, you have a fork in the road. Okay, decision to make. It's also a 13, which is 1 and 4. 1 and 3, which is 4. Okay. Then you have the 7 of Spring, which is the 7 of Wands, which says, be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. And then you've got 4 of Wands, which is your foundation. So we've got a 4, a 4. We've also got a 3 and a 7. 3 and 7, add them together, makes 10. Okay, and then we've got 2 10s and a 5. 2 10s and a 5. Hierophant is about basically traditions and stability and all of those kind of traditional things, and then you've got the family and the tradition and the foundations and all that kind of thing too. And it's saying, take a new perspective, okay? Change the way you're looking at the situation, embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in the action. But compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. Basically, what you're being asked, I think, at this point is what's going to work for you. Okay, do you want the tradition? Do you want to have a more freestyle approach to life? Do you want to work for an organisation? Do you want to work for yourself? Do you want to do a traditional 9-to-5 job? Do you want to sit on a beach in Bali running your internet business? Do you want to send your kids to school? Do you want to homeschool? Just done that. Do you want to do marriage? Do you want to be single? Do you want to be in a different type of relationship? I'm getting a thing about sexuality here as well, actually. And it's like, do you want to be in a heterosexual relationship? Or are you actually thinking about the fact that you may want to get into a relationship with the same-sex partner? There is an element of that. There is an element of that coming through. And it's like, how would you feel about that? For some of you, that might be what it is. Maybe you've met someone. Or maybe you've always kind of been thinking about this and thinking that perhaps that might be the route that resonates with you most, you know. Maybe they're the kind of relationships that resonate with you, and maybe up until now you haven't kind of explored that side of things. And maybe there's a conflict. Maybe there's a conflict in you. You have 2 1s. Yeah, you have a 1 and a 2. And maybe it's an internal conflict, because a 1 and a 5 to me is internal conflict. Okay, it's conflict within yourself, or maybe you're challenging yourself, because 5s are really about change and challenges. Okay, so maybe you're changing yourself, maybe you're challenging yourself, maybe there's internal conflict there for you, and then you've got this decision to make. And these decisions could actually be the end of something really fundamental to you. And I'm looking at this card, and the way she's dressed and everything else, it's like she's quite alternative, and it's quite a creative card. You've got the keyboard there and things like that, and this egg is about potential. Okay, and it's the creative potential to create the life that you want, whatever that life is. And in your other reading, in your weekly readings, if you watch those, it's talking about, in the first one that I did, where this, I forgot to plug my microphone in, but if you can watch it, because it's really important. If at the beginning of the week you are at the end of a cycle, as the week progresses, you're in kind of like that fall stage, which is the point between the end of a cycle and the start of a new one. By the end of the week, you are the magician. Okay, you are starting a new cycle, and what you're being asked to do in that space of time, in this week, is to decide very carefully, very clearly for yourself, what exactly it is that you want to manifest, because whatever you are asking for is what you're going to get. Okay, that's how deep this is. You need to come out your head. This is what your weekly is saying. You need to come out your head. You need to get out of that 8 of Swords. Okay, you're not trapped. You're trapped in your own head. You can do whatever the hell you want, as long as you can get your head around the fact that you can do whatever the hell you want. Okay, this is what you're being told. You can create in this month, the setting for this month is that you can create the foundation for the rest of your life in whichever way you want to do it. Okay, that's how powerful this month is for you. How bloody amazing is that? And 2018, I've just been told, 2018 is 2, 1, 3, right? Plus 8 is 11. Add them together. Decision. It's decision time, people. Okay, that's where you are. You need to make those decisions now. So, you've got your internal conflict. You're challenging yourself. It's a challenge in a good way, I think. It's a challenge in a good way. Get your head around what it is that you want. This is, oh my God, the energy from this is blowing my mind. Okay. This is kind of a bit of a backstory, I think. That was what's happening. Okay. That was your overview. This is a backstory. This is you. To me, this is always the Pisces card. It's very receptive, very flowy, but there's no water in it. There's no water in this, but it's kind of a water bowl, okay? But you're at the moment, you're quite depleted. There's a little face in there as well. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's looking at this. There is water in it, actually. Oh my God, it's making me think of tears, though. There may have been a lot of tears. Well, there have in the last year, haven't there? There have been a lot of tears in the last year for a lot of people. And again, you've got a 2 card. You've got a 2 card again. Yeah, that's 2. And that's your card to me. That's the Pisces card to me. It's a water sign card, but particularly the Pisces card. There are 2 in the deck. And this might be how you're feeling at the moment. You might be feeling left out in the cold. You might feel like there's no potential, but the potential's there. You know what the potential is, but it's blocked to you. And you're kind of like, you're up in the air about where to go next. You just don't know. You don't know where to go next. And this is the fork in the road. Okay, this is the time to make the decision. This might be causing you sleepless nights. Okay, 9 of Winter is the 9 of Swords, and it says unfounded fear, focusing on worst case scenarios, allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the problem. You might be in your head. You genuinely might be in your head. Or you were in your head. And you maybe even have been in your head about finances. You've only got 1 pentacle in your hand. Okay, there are 10 pentacles. You've only got 1 pentacle, but there are other pentacles above you. There is potential for more money to be coming in. But at the moment, you've only got 1 pentacle in hand, and maybe that's what's worrying you. if you look at this card as well, there's the moon there. Now the moon card tends to mean secrets, but it's also quite an emotional card for me, because it's kind of, when you see it, it's very emotional card. It's like a water sign card, so it's all about emotions. So you may be tied up in your emotions. And maybe you're worried about secrets. Maybe you're worried about things that aren't known to you. Maybe you don't know what it is that you're coping with. So you're, and you can't see the potential. You know the potential's there, but it's like it's closed to you, and it's like, seems like every door is closed to you and you don't know where to go. This isn't going to resonate with everyone, because that kind of doesn't resonate with me. If anything, this card to me feels like being left out in the cold. Okay, and that's the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, Pentacles are all about kind of like foundation and stuff like that, I suppose. And this is a 5, so it's the Five of Pentacles that's being left out in the cold, and that's what that feels like. And that kind of like is where it's coming for me. So we move on from there, and that's kind of like your past energy. So we need to get past that. Okay, we need to get past that. You actually got an extra card there. You got 2 Wisdom of the Oracle cards. So let's have a look. Yeah, you've got tears and being left out in the cold. Okay, you've got, this is quite earthy to me. This is quite earthy, and it's very grounded. Yeah, it's like marble, and it's on marble steps, and it's very, very grounded. But she's not grounded at all. So it could be something to do with an earth sign. It could be something to do with an earth sign, or it could be something to do with an air sign as well. Or you could be thinking about your foundation, which is where this whole thing is just coming together, is just thinking about your foundation. You may feel that you're not sure where to move forward with it. So we move on now. That was your past energy. And now you're being asked to take a risk. Okay, you're being asked to take a risk. For some of you, this may be love. Okay, it may be to do with something, doing something that you love, and it may be to do with earth, and it may be to do with air. So it could be a new idea that you love, or it could be a new career, or a way of making money, or it could be a love relationship with an earth sign or an air sign. Okay, and you've got 3 and a 6. It's a 9. Why is the 9 pertinent? I don't know. We'll come back to it. Then you've got 2 7s. Okay, you've got the 7 of air. No, you've got 2 7 of Swords. Actually, sorry, the winter, autumn, summer, spring thing threw me. You've got 2 7 of Swords here. You're being asked to take a risk on the 7 of Swords. There is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. This is the sneaking out in the night card. Okay. Maybe this is why the tears are there. Maybe this is why your world got so shaken up. Maybe someone walked away in the middle of the night. Okay. But also, to me, this card is really important. There is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Okay. In your other reading, in your weekly reading, you were basically told to leave the devil energy behind. Because there's a better choice. You're not seeing things clearly at the moment. But you're being asked to take a risk, and for some of you, you may be being asked to walk away. Okay, take your lessons and walk away. Some of you are being asked to take your lessons, leave the stuff that you need behind, and then move on with that and start taking risks. Not stupid risks, not dangerous risks. Some of you might take stupid risks and dangerous risks because swords are very sharp. Okay, ice skating on a lake could be dangerous. Okay, if you aren't careful what you're doing, you could go through the ice. All right, there is an element of just being careful. Be careful. Okay, you may be blindly not jumping into something. You may be blindly swanning around, floating around in this bubble of happiness and wonder with this air sign, earth sign person or whatever, not knowing that they're about to run out the door and leave you. It could also be that you're so up in the air that you're actually not grounded. And we had that, didn't we? We had the not grounded card too. Yeah, she's not grounded. She's not grounded. And it's about money. Okay, she's not grounded about money. So maybe you need to do that, because this is a 3 of Pentacles and this card is a 36. Okay, so it's a 3 and a 6. So I'm just wondering if you've got any other 6s. No, you haven't, as it goes. Very surprised about that. Because usually a 3 and it could be escalating. It could be there are financial issues, yeah, and they're escalating and you're kind of blissfully unaware of it, and then suddenly it's all going to come crashing in. Okay, maybe for some people, that's where your Tower comes in, and this is why you're being asked to kind of like just take a step back a little bit and actually make some decisions in a financial sense about your foundation, and start making some money. Okay, some of you are waiting to make some money, some of you are waiting for money to come in, and for some of you the money doesn't come in and you're a little bit buggered. Okay, and that's why you're being asked to take a new perspective, because you need to think of what to do. In your last reading, the second weekly that I did for you, it was about asking for people for financial help, okay, or asking people for advice and support around finances as well. Right, so then we have Princess of Summer. So moving on from there, we're doing these in order. No, we're not doing these in order. Okay, you may be feeling overburdened. Okay, for some of you it may be, actually it's quite interesting. You've got 2 10 cards there. Okay, the Wheel of, this came up, I think, in your first reading that I did for you for the week. This certainly came up in your second. No, that definitely came up in your first, actually. 2 10 cards, 10 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, you may be feeling overburdened anyway, and things are about to change. For some of you, things are about to change, and it's going to be overburdening. But this is in the upright. The Wheel of Fortune is in the upright, so I think it's probably for most of you it's the other way around. Okay, for those of you who it is that way round, so it's the Wheel of Fortune is turning and you're feeling overburdened. 10 is the end of the cycle, so you may be coming to the end of feeling overburdened. All right, but at the moment you're still feeling it. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders. But there are people who are aware of it. If you see these 2 deers, they're actually watching him. That could be to do with family. So people may be aware of this. The universe is certainly aware of this. Okay, and this again is a 4 card, your higher power card. And again, it's about your foundation. Now, one of the things that it said in your last reading was that the challenges may seem really heavy to you. It may be incredibly challenging to you, but the universe is supporting you through them. So when the opportunities come in, they may feel like they're going to be hard work, but actually the universe is when the opportunities come in, they're saying take a risk, because the universe is guiding you through it. And also you've got people around you. Princess of Summer, gentle, sensitive, kind and inexperienced. This is going to be a big month for you, okay? And I think for some people you're going to feel overburdened by the changes, actually, the speed at which the changes come in, and the amount of change that there's going to be. It could be that they come in fast. It could be that they come in fast. It could also be that, sorry, my rabbit wants feeding and he's jumping up on his cage. I need to go and do him, bless him. And it could be that there's a new emotion, it says new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. Okay, it could be that if there are financial issues, it could be that you need to get this family support that came up in your first reading. It could also be if there is a new relationship, if there is a new job, whatever this new thing, this new opportunity is, it could be overwhelming. It could be overwhelming. And there could also be a child. This could also be happening to a child. Okay, Princess of Summer, it's Cups card. So that could be you, though. That's you showing up in your own card. And Pisces, you're showing up a lot in your own reading, actually. And the Princess is a Page. But there could be, for some of you, there could be a Pisces child or a water sign child. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio child who is feeling overburdened. Okay, and for some of you, it's to do with changes. It's to do with growing up. All right. I don't know why I'm getting this, but for some of you, she's becoming more aware of the world. Or he's becoming more aware of the world around him, and it might be a little bit overwhelming for them. For some of them to do with age, for some of them they're feeling quite emotional, for some of them it's hormones. Okay, if it's female, it may well just be like that female hormone type thing, and they may just be a little bit oversensitive this month. You may be worried about one of your children, so that could be what that is. But anyway, you're being asked to take a risk, okay? And you're having a think about it. You're having a think about your foundation. You've got the Ten of Winter, which is the Ten of Swords, okay? Stabbed in the back. Stabbed in the back. Resolution of difficulty, the weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. In your other readings, you're being asked to leave a situation alone, a devil situation alone. You've got Six of Pentacles in reverse as well. So there's been no equal give and take on this, all right? For some of you, though, because it's in reverse, it's like if you look at it up that way, that it's balanced there, but like more money's going out than coming in. For some of you, because that's the situation, yeah, maybe you can get to a point where you can look at your finances. Yeah, you can get rid of, resolve your difficulties by actually either increasing what's coming in or balancing what's going out. So you need to turn this frown around. Maybe cut back on your expenses. Okay, so turn that around until the point is that you've got more money coming in than going out. All right. And again, you may need to talk to a financial advisor about this month. It might be that you need to talk to someone who you can get a loan or an overdraft or something to tide you over. Might be talking to a family member. For some of you, it was like the King of Pentacles or the King of Cups or the Emperor, which is like kind of like an older gentleman. For some of you, it might be a younger water sign female who might be able to help you, actually, even if it's just someone that you can talk to. All right. You've also got the Prince of Winter, which is the Knight of Swords. Intellectual, determined, focused, impulsive. Seek out an intellectual solution to your problem. The need to act quickly and decisively, sudden or unexpected things. It's thinking outside the box to a certain extent with this one. It's thinking outside the box. Seek out an intellectual solution to your problems. Don't stick your head in the sand. What you don't have here, which does surprise me actually, but you had it a lot in your other readings, in both your other readings actually, was the Eight of Swords, you know, where she's trapped with a blindfold on and stuff, trapped in the swords. What I'm being guided to is this is your Eight of Swords in this reading. All right, it's that feeling of all opportunities being closed to you, you're left out in the cold, you've got no one to support you and you don't know where to go. That's not the case, all right? Think outside the box. It's saying, seek out an intellectual solution to your problem. The need to act quickly and decisively, sudden or unexpected changes. Sudden and unexpected changes don't have to be negative, they can be positive, all right? You've been asked, it's underneath the take a risk card, all right? It's underneath the come to the edge. It's underneath the walking away card. It's underneath the better choice card. All right. You need to think about this. You need to put some real thought into this. You have, in your last one, you had the thinker. and now you have the intellectual, make intellectual choices. All right, you need to put some thought into this, and you may need to talk to other people. But what's going to end up happening here is you're currently, or you're not currently, towards the beginning of the month or earlier in the month, you're at 10. Now you've gone back down to a 9. Okay, you've got rid of these other 8, and you've only got one of these ones left. So you've actually dropped significantly. These other 8 are in the past, and you've only got that one there. All right, they may still be behind you. You've got a loan or something, maybe the debt is still there, but it's kind of not imminent, and now you've actually taken out a loan to cover it all, so you're only actually making one payment now, whereas before you were trying to make 10 payments. All right, this is going to give you a foundation, and you're going to be happier. All right, there are other opportunities coming in. If you look at these two cards, they're very similar in that they're standing on different things, but they're very similar. They're both kind of flouncing around, not looking. But this time, in that card, she's got kind of emotions that she's kind of flouncing around with, and love and stuff like that. In this card, she's looking at ideas and opportunities. All right, so, and she's got her fairy wings on. So towards the end of the month, maybe for some of you who are in relationships, for some of you in relationships, it's a slightly different story. What we've looked at mainly is the financial story up until now. But if you look at that point, she's kind of on earth. At this point, she's on a pillar. You would think that a marble pillar is kind of slightly more affluent than a bit of mud, really. So I think that's where you need to be. I think for a lot of you in this scenario, in this particular scenario, I'm going to run another one actually, because it's such a massive month for you. In this particular scenario, in terms of finances, you need to be looking at that. Okay, you need to be looking at finances and getting them under control. I think that's really important for a lot of you. And looking at, remember, you're manifesting everything you're thinking about this month. So finances, you need to know where you're going. You need to look at whether you want this 9-to-5 role or whether you want to work for yourself. If you want to work for yourself, then you need to be looking at what you want to do. If you want to do the 9-to-5, are you in the career that you want to be in? Are you doing the right thing? Because whatever you're doing, whatever you're deciding this month is what you're manifesting for the longer term. So you need to be looking at that really, really seriously this month and deciding what you want to do. If you're not financially secure, if you're not financially abundant, if you're not in the space that you want to be in terms of money, again, you need to be looking at that, and you need to be thinking, wow, you know, what is it that I want? What does make me feel financially secure? How much money do I actually need in order to feel financially secure? And how am I going to go about getting it? What can I cut back on in terms of my finances? Pardon me. Going through your bank statement every month, have a look and see what's going out in payments that you don't even think about anymore. Have a look at, when I finished work to do this, I did exactly that. I went through my bank statements, worked out what the finances were. I also went through and changed my utility bills, and all of those things, everything that you could change in terms of that. Looked at all that kind of stuff, looked at new internet providers, looked at all those things, and I saved about £200 a month. Okay, I don't know how much it works out to, but if you're in the States or wherever, just think about saving $200 a month just by doing something like that. My income hadn't increased, but my outgoings had. So for some of you, it's worth taking that, just a look, and seeing where you can actually cut back on unnecessary finances. And actually giving up work saved me a fortune. Or giving up work, I do still work, but I work in a different way. I wasn't driving to work, I wasn't using the petrol, I wasn't paying for parking, I wasn't having to buy suits, I wasn't having to buy my lunch every day, I wasn't having to do all those things, I wasn't having to pay for childcare. So when you look at all those things, it actually makes a massive difference. So just putting it out there, alright? just putting it out there. Take a realistic look. If you can manifest your dream of working for yourself and doing something like that, then is it money that's holding you back? Are you kind of saying, oh, I can't afford to? Well, actually, can you? Take a really, really, really good look at your finances and see whether you actually can afford to. Right, let's have a look at another one. I'm going to very quickly do you a... No, I'm not going to very quickly do you anything. I'm going to do you a love reading. For those people where love is the thing at the moment, let's do a love reading for Pisces for January 2017. At the end, I'm going to use my... just one card from each. Alright. I will tell you before I do it though, so if you don't want to look at naughty pictures, then you don't have to. Right, you have balance. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush. Okay, word of warning to those people who watch tarot readings. Okay, I do this. I watch so many readings because I love it. Absolutely love it, and I learn so much. You get told all sorts of stuff. Don't do your own head in by listening to so many readings and taking them all seriously and trying to work out what the hell's going on, because you'll never work it out. Okay, actually the energy just comes where the energy comes. So yeah, take everyone's input into consideration and merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Got a 9 of Swords again. Oops. Those two are together. Let's do those two together. Summer. Ooh. Nice. Remember what I said to you about too many things happening at once? Yeah, that card's actually come up. Maybe overwhelmed by too many things and it came up in the same place as well. Right. I'm going to run through this first. I might not even need to go ahead with it and do the other ones. For some reason I've ended up using the fairy tarot cards rather than the wisdom of the oracle cards. Right, so you have balance. Okay, and it says take everyone's viewpoint into consideration, merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time, there's no need to rush. Okay, this is your love reading, and this is what came up in your weekly as well, is don't rush. Okay, don't rush, take your time. 4 of Summer, being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontentment with life. 9 of Winter, yeah. 9 of Swords, we've already covered that one. Sleepless nights. Ace of Summer, Ace of Cups, romantic opportunity, emotionally fulfilling opportunity. Okay, it says open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Some of you it could be a spiritual thing. And then it says stress from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. This Ace of Cups could come in quick, okay? It could come in quick and you may be totally overwhelmed by it. Yeah, beginning of a new intimate relationship or a rebirth of a current one or a past one. Could be. Then it goes from, very, very quickly, the next card along, it goes from the Ace of Summer, the opportunity, to the 2 of Summer, making a decision. Okay, open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or rebirth of a current one. Yeah, falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone. Forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Don't give up, your relationship can be healed. If you are in a relationship and you've been having problems, or this is someone coming back from the past, you can resolve the issues. Alright, it may come in incredibly quickly and it may scare the life out of you and you may not know what is happening. You may be totally overwhelmed, and for some of you this may have been someone who came along and you were so distracted, yeah, you were so distracted and you were so worried about it that you missed them. Alright, you missed them and something happened. And going back to tarot readings, maybe you were taking so many people's views into account, okay, and you were so distracted by what other people said to you that it worried the hell out of you and you missed it. And it's saying now that this Ace of Cups is coming back in. And it's coming back in quick. And it may be really stressful, because the last time this came up, you ended up in this state. Alright? And maybe now you're worried about all the same things you were worried about, and the fact that you were worried about them in the first place. But it's saying, open your heart and be ready for this. Alright? Falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone, forgiveness and the resolution of a problem, whatever this problem was, you can resolve it. Don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. All right, no matter what happens, this is what is going on for you. And then you've got the Nine of Summer. Okay, this is the most beautiful reading. All right, if this is someone coming back in, you have the Ace of Summer, the start of it, the Two of Summer, okay, both cups. So, and then you have wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. How bloody lovely is that? That is, I think, probably the most beautiful love reading I have ever seen. This is just amazing. Alright? So that's what we've got for you for those ones. I think the problem that you may have is that for some of you, you need to balance now. Alright, you need to get your head on straight. You need to get your head on straight. Alright, there's no need to rush with this. Take it into account. Take everyone's input into account. Talk, sort this out. Right? If you're in a situation with someone where there has been conflict, with 1 and a 4, 5, conflict card, let them talk. Could be a Leo because you've got a lion there. Okay, let them talk. Take their point of view into account as well. Alright? You may be taking them for granted, and when you talk to them, you may find out you've been taking them for granted. Okay, this is 4 of Cups. This is the card of not being interested in something, in an opportunity. Alright? This could be causing the other person this. This could be causing the other person this. This could be causing you this. This could be causing you this. You could be taking someone for granted. Allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the problem. Okay, focusing on worst case scenarios and unfounded fears. Maybe you're turning your back on someone. These two people have their backs to each other. Alright? These two people have their backs to each other. So maybe you're turning away from something. For some of you, that top bit is what's going to happen. These are your two decisions. You know, I said that by the end of it, you have the manifestation. You can turn your back on this, on unfounded fears or whatever. Or you can have the Ace of Summer. Yeah, okay, it's coming in quick. It's going to be a bit worrying. It's going to be challenging. Yeah, which goes to the Two of Summer and then the Nine of Summer and that beautiful, beautiful love. All right? Beautiful love. So that's those cards. Now I'm going to use these ones too, and we'll see what happens there. So you've got Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's see where we're going. See if we can clarify anything. Not that it seems like it needs much clarifying. That's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, we got that Here and Now card again. It's back. And again, it's a 5, and the card underneath it is a 5. It's conflict. I'm feeling left out in the cold. Maybe this is someone who left you out in the cold, or maybe you're leaving someone else out in the cold. Round and round. Soulmates. To be fair. Okay. In reverse. Message in a bottle. And poised. You just had that. You just had poised. Okay, so we have the 5 card, which is balance. We have this card. Alright? Both 5s. We just had that. So we've got balance, we've got Here and Now. Yeah? Feeling left out in the cold. Yeah? 2 different directions. The opportunity may seem close to you at this point. Alright? But this is where it's a bit funny. It's because you have potential, but the door is closed. For some of you, this is someone being unable to get pregnant at the moment, okay? Maybe you're hoping to get pregnant and you're not. and this is causing you a lot of grief and anxiety, perhaps. Take everyone's input into account. Talk about it with your partner, but also talk about with the medical profession. Yeah, talk about it to different people. Maybe this is thinking outside the box a little bit. All right, maybe it's taking a different direction. So then we move on to this, and we have the Four of Summer, and we have round and round. Being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking something or someone for granted, discontentment with life. Maybe these thoughts are going round in your head. Maybe there are so many thoughts going round in your head that you're actually missing the whole point of it. For some of you, this is a situation which is just cycling round and round, okay, and it never ends. It's a 2 and a 5. Multiply them up, you get a 10. But actually, it's just two people in conflict for some of you. All right? It's just it's a never-ending story. We just had never-ending story. It's a never-ending story. Or if we didn't have it in here, we had it in your other one, in your weekly. It's a never-ending cycle of people just going around arguing. And perhaps that's the point, and it's because it's not balanced, and because you're taking someone for granted, or someone is taking you for granted. You know. Again, we have another 5, which is a soulmate card. Now, for soulmates, can be the bane of our lives. Okay, soulmates are here to teach us something. They're here to teach us something. Some of them are in your life forever. Pisces, we do soulmates so well. Okay. I'm Pisces, Sun and Venus, so yeah, Pisces, we do soulmates so well. Maybe somebody has the key to your heart, you know, and you're spending sleepless nights thinking about them. It's the wish on the star thing, you know. Maybe it's that thing of like looking out the window and going, oh God, they're looking at the same moon as me. But there's nothing, there's you know, you've got sleepless nights about it. You've got sleepless nights about what your soulmate is teaching you. For some of you, it's coming out of conflict with your soulmate, and it's a 4 and a 1, you know, and 4 is the foundation. And maybe you're building a foundation on your own. Maybe you're building a foundation on your own, and maybe you're both really sad about this. Maybe you're both sad about this. And maybe it's stressing you the hell out. And for some of you, it feels like it's not fair. It's just not fair. You know, this is in reverse. It's just not fair. And for some of you, there's no communication. You know, you're not seeing what you want. You're not seeing clearly. You're not getting any idea of what's going on, because there's no communication. And this is why it's saying take everyone's input into consideration. For some of you, you're left out in the cold, so there is no communication. And maybe there hasn't been for a little while. And maybe because of this, for some of you, you're actually missing out on a new opportunity because you're still, you know, you're still in this space. You're still in this space, this 9 of Swords space, thinking about this soulmate who really hurt you so badly. And you think the situation isn't fair. Okay? And it could be, for those people, you have this Ace of Summer that's come in. And it's coming quickly, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful, and it could go to this, but actually you're so tied up in your head about this soulmate person, you know, that you're still in this space. And you're missing it. You're totally missing it, you know. And maybe you do that a lot. Maybe you've still been tied up about this soulmate for so long that this is an ongoing issue and you need to snap out of it, quite honestly. And this is why you're being told in your weekly to be really blunt with yourself and decide what the hell you're trying to manifest. Okay? Because you have this. You have this foundation. Okay? You have this party dress on. You have these opportunities coming in. And you have the bloody wish card. And in your weekly, you have the Magician. You have this. You have the potential to have this. So get out of your head about this soulmate connection, which is keeping you up at night still. And is making you miss other things. Yes, all right, maybe it wasn't fair. Maybe it wasn't fair. Maybe it was a beautiful love that came in quickly. You know. And you thought it was forever, and you thought it was a dream. You thought it was the most beautiful thing. You know, you thought it was this perfect opportunity and it was grounded and everything else, but she wasn't watching where she was going and she fell. but she had her fairy wings on, so she saved herself. But for some of you, you know, this new relationship could go the distance. It could go the distance. And for some of you, these people are coming back. This same person is coming back. All right? And you need to not get caught up in the detail. You need to not get caught up in, you did this to me and you made me feel like this and everything else. Because maybe it is your soulmate. So let's have a look. It's beautiful. It is. I know my voice sounds really sad and stuff, but actually it's beautiful. It's a genuinely beautiful thing. Just don't miss out on the opportunity. Decide what you want and go for it, you know, because you are the magician. You can have what you want. And for some of you, you can't have what you want. That's the sad thing. For some of you, what you thought you wanted is not actually what you wanted. And you need to decide whether you're going to stay stuck in your head. Whether you're going to stay stuck in your head about this old soulmate, or actually go for something that you genuinely want. I'm not being horrible, but if this person was a toxic relationship, they treated you badly, they really hurt you, and then they just behaved like a complete arse, you don't need that in your life. And you might have this beautiful new opportunity coming through. You might want someone who's actually genuinely loving and giving and all those things, because who wouldn't want that compared to an asshole who would hurt you? Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want this beautiful person who's going to treat you like you're amazing and support you and love you and be everything that you actually could possibly want? And you're actually choosing to miss out on that person because of someone who hurt you and didn't care? Come on, snap out, all right? Snap out. Make the decision as to actually what you want. And if that person who was your soulmate who hurt you isn't what you want, dump it. Get out of that being stuck in your head nonsense and just dump it because they hurt you. And if they come back round again, make them prove to you that they've changed. Okay? Make sure that they're not going to do that to you again. Make them prove that they've changed. Because they might have done. They might have done. They might have realised what they missed out on. Maybe this is them who was being distracted and taking things for granted. And maybe this is them. Maybe this is them who's been awake at night. Okay? Maybe that's them. Maybe you did that to them. And maybe you're the one going back. And maybe they will forgive you. Maybe they won't. But it's worth a try. Yeah, oh my God. You've got another 5 card in that same spot. You've got the 5 of Wands, you've got the argument card, the bickering card. And look what just fell out. 8 of Pentacles. Get out your head. Get out of your head. That was the next card that came up, was the 8 of Swords. Get out of your head, Pisces, for God's sake. Yeah, you've got the 9 of... Oh, God, you've got the 9 of Swords, and then you've got the 10 of Wands, being overburdened. You've got the 7 of Swords by someone who walked away, or walking away from that old energy, walking away from that 10 of Wands energy, and taking your lessons with you and leaving the nonsense behind. This person comes back and they're saying that they've changed, or you've changed. Yeah, you've changed, or whoever did wrong to the other person, if it's someone coming back, then, and they come back, then go for it. You've got the Knight of Cups. You've got someone coming in with a message of love. It doesn't matter who it is. This person will go the distance. They're coming in, and they're coming in fast, and they will go the distance. All right? So be prepared. Be prepared to take this, receive it, and make that decision. Okay? Let go of fear and worries, because the universe is supporting you. So let's look at these cards, okay? You have got a 5, feeling left out in the cold. You've got a 5, listening to other people's point of view. And then you've got the 5 of Wands, which is petty bickering and everything else. Okay, you've got 5 5s. Right. You've got going round and round in your head. You've got the 8 of Swords, yeah, which is being trapped in your own thoughts. And then you've got the being distracted and taking someone for granted card. Alright, you can't make this stuff up. Alright, you've got the soulmate, who may be the person that you are losing sleep over and feeling overburdened by. Or maybe they're feeling this about you. And you've got the Ace of Summer. You've got the Eight of Spring. Okay, new love coming in quick. All right, Knight of Cups, coming in quick. Then you've got the Seven of Swords. Leave behind what is not good for you. Take the lessons that you learned in the past and take them forward into the future. Go through that door with the lessons that you have learned, okay, and leave the rest behind. For some of you, you're going to be Muppets. For some of you, what's going to happen is you're going to walk away taking this stuff with you, and you're not going to see the decision that you could have made. This is where you need to do that. For some of you, you actually do need to walk away. For some of you, if this person who comes back in is someone who treated you really, really badly, then you do need to walk away, and that's a decision that you need to make. Okay? You've got falling in love and making a serious commitment, forgiveness and resolution. Don't give up, your relationship can be healed. For some of you, it's not fair. Okay? For some of you, it's not fair because you're not hearing from this person, so you can't make a decision. She's blindfolded. She doesn't have the information to make that decision. Okay? That's a specific set of people, and I'm sorry you're in that state. And then you've got the Nine of Summer. All right? You've got Poised, which is beautiful. You've got opportunities coming in, grabbing them, but just be careful. You have the solid foundation, but it's not a very big one. All right, it's new stuff. And then you've got the Four of Wands, which again is a foundation, but if you look, it's not the Ten of Cups. There's no house and things there yet. You've just got these corner posts. All right, you've got a family, kind of. They're separated from each other. He's standing to one side, she's standing there with the child. He's not got his arm around her, or he's got his hand on her arm. He's being supportive in that sense, but he hasn't got his arm around her. He's not. You have that foundation coming in for some of you. Yeah, falling in love and making a serious commitment to someone, forgiveness and resolution of a problem. Don't give up, your relationship can be healed, but you're not there yet. All right, you're working on it by the end of the week, by the end of the month. All right. Just let go of fear and worry, it says. It's a really good reading. It's a really good reading. I'm going to leave it there because it is very, very long. It's a beautiful reading for you, Pisces. This month is really, really fundamentally important for you, I think, for many of you. I'm getting told for all of you, but I can't make that. That's what came into my head. Okay, so I'm going to give that out there for all of you, but in different ways. Okay, but remember, this is what it's saying. Remember, sorry, I'm putting the cards away, that's really rude. Remember that the opportunities are there, but you may choose not to see, you may not see them. You may not see them, you may not take them, but the opportunity is there for everyone. Okay, if you are a Pisces, the opportunity is there for everyone. Okay, thank you so much for your time. I hope it was helpful. I think it's going to be an incredibly beautiful month for Pisces. Fingers crossed, and much love. Okay, take care, bye-bye.